Hello viewers, welcome once again to today's lesson. This is the Solution Space, the platform where mathematics is made easy and simple for everyone to understand and enjoy. In this video, I want to treat a new topic with you, and that is indices. As you can see from the board, I've written indices on the board, and we've already done a lot of topics in the previous videos. We've done so many topics, and I hope you all understood them and you enjoyed the lesson as well. So in this video, I want us to handle a new topic, and that is indices. But before we go ahead and tackle today's topic, I want you to know that we are going to apply the knowledge that we've had on expressing numbers as product of prime factors here, okay. Under the indices, we are going to apply that knowledge here. I've already taught you how to express numbers as product of prime numbers, okay, which is actually the same as you being asked to express numbers as product of prime factors, okay. Being asked to express numbers as product of prime factors is the same as you being asked to express numbers as product of prime numbers. They are actually the same thing, and I've done a detailed explanation on it, and also we solved many examples on it in the previous videos. So just search for it and watch them so that you get the foundation and the understanding that you need to be able to apply it to this topic, okay. Because under the indices, without your knowledge on how to express numbers as products of prime factors, you might not be able to handle it, okay, because we are going to apply that knowledge here. So just watch those videos that I've done on expressing numbers as products of prime factors, okay. Then handling this topic will be very easy for you. And please don't forget to like the videos and also share them after watching it, okay. So let's go ahead and handle today's topic, okay. So as you can see from the board, I've written multiplication and division laws of indices, okay. So under the indices, we have some laws that guides us to be able to solve questions, okay. And today I want us to handle the multiplication and the division law of indices. Actually, we have many laws, okay, but I will handle only the multiplication and division law for this session, okay. And as we proceed further, I'll take other laws as well and explain it to you, okay. So in this video, let's handle only the multiplication and division law of indices, okay. So before I go ahead and start handling the laws of indices, let me just do a quick explanation on what indices is so that you appreciate the topic, okay. So in simple terms, indices is just a way of expressing numbers in exponent form, okay. Let me repeat it one more time. I say in simple form, okay. In simple terms, indices is just a way of expressing numbers in exponent form, okay. And also those numbers that you've expressed in exponent form or being given in exponent form, we can simplify them, whether they are multiplying or dividing, okay. We can simplify them, and indices help us to simplify those numbers which are in exponent form, okay. So that's it about indices, okay. Let me go over one more time. I said in simple terms, indices is a way of expressing numbers in exponent form, okay. And those numbers that you've expressed in exponent form, you can be asked to simplify them, okay, whether being multiplication or division. The indices laws help us to be able to simplify them. So we have multiplication law of indices, and also we have division law of indices, okay. That's what I want to teach you for today, okay, in this video. So let's go ahead and tackle the multiplication law of indices. But before that, I have to show you something, okay. So assuming I have, let's say I have 2a to the power 3, okay. So I have this, how to pronounce this one, 2a to the power 3. Now the variable here, the a, which is the variable, under the indices we call it the base, okay. And I remember I've done a detailed explanation of this under the algebraic expression. That's the multiplication and division of algebraic expression. I've done a detailed explanation of this, okay. So it's the same knowledge here, okay. So let's go ahead. So the variable here, we call it the base under the indices, okay. So let me write it here, okay. So this is the base, okay? So this is our base. So again, I said the variable here under the indices, we call it the base, okay? Now the power here, okay, the number which is on top of the variable, we call it power or the exponent, okay? Please hope you are following. I'm saying that the variable here under the indices, we call it the base. That's how I've written base there, okay? And the number on top of the variable, we call it the power or the exponent, okay? So let me write my exponent. So this one is called either the power, okay, or the exponent is the same thing, okay? So you can call it the power or the exponent, okay? So the number on top of the variable, okay, so we call it the power or the exponent, okay? Now the 2 here, okay, which is in front of the a, the variable a, we call it the coefficient, okay? So the 2 is the coefficient of the variable a, okay? So this is our coefficient, okay? So coefficient, okay? So you can see that the 2 is multiplying the variable a, okay? So when you have a number in front of a variable like that, multiplying the variable, we call that number the coefficient, okay? So this 2 is called the coefficient. So the 2 is the coefficient of the variable a, okay? And the variable a under the indices, we call it the base, okay? And the number on top of the variable, we call it the power or the exponent, okay? So now, what if you have something like this? Assuming you have only a like this, okay? Now when you have only a written like this, someone may be wondering, then what is the power and also what is the base? Now when you have a standing alone like this, okay, the power is always 1 and the coefficient is also always 1, okay? Please let me go over again. I said that when you have a variable written like this, okay, only a is standing, okay, so the coefficient is 1 and also the power is 1, okay? Because when the coefficient is 1, we don't write the 1, okay? And when the power is also 1, we don't write the 1. We already know, okay, that the coefficient is 1 and the power is also 1 when there's no specified number there. That's why we don't write it when it is 1. Okay, so again, when there's no specified number attached to the variable, it means the coefficient here is 1 and the power here is also 1. Okay, so here the power is 1 and the coefficient is also 1. Okay, because we don't write the 1 when the coefficient is 1, we don't write it. And also when the power is 1, we don't write it as well. So when you have only a standing like this, it means the coefficient is 1 and also the power is 1, okay, which you have to take note of. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with the multiplication law. Okay, so let me clean this one from here. Hope the explanation is clear, okay, and you understand it. Okay, so let me clean this and let's start with the multiplication law. Okay, so with the multiplication law, okay, so we have that when you have a to the power m times a to the power n, okay, you can see they are multiplying, okay? That's why we are doing it under the multiplication law, because it's multiplication. Okay, so this is what to use to explain the multiplication law to you. Okay, so I have a to the power m times a to the power n, okay, they are multiplying. And the multiplication law under the indices says that when the bases are the same, I've already explained to you that this is called the base. Okay, so the variable a here is the base and this variable a here is also the base. Okay, so the multiplication law says that if the bases are the same, as you can see here, the bases are the same, and when they are multiplying, so there are two conditions: when the bases are the same and when they are multiplying. Okay, so it means that when the bases are not the same and when they are not multiplying, this multiplication law cannot hold. Okay, the multiplication law only holds when the bases are the same and also they are multiplying. So here you can see that the bases are the same because this is a, the variable here is a, the variable here is also a. So the bases are the same and we are multiplying. And the law says that if we have such case, okay, we just pick one of the variable and we add the powers. That's how to simplify it. Okay, so the law says that when the bases are the same and we are multiplying, we just pick one of the variable and we add the powers. That's how to simplify this one. Okay, so for us to simplify this one, okay, so it's going to be a to the power m plus n. Okay, that's the multiplication law of indices. Okay, if the bases are the same and we are multiplying, we just pick one of the base, then we add the powers. Okay, please hope the explanation is clear enough. Okay, so that's the multiplication law. Please hope you understand it. Okay, so again, the multiplication law says that if the bases are the same and we are multiplying, we just pick one of the base, then we add the powers. So as you can see, I have a to the power m times a to the power n. Okay, you can see that the bases are the same and they are multiplying. Those are the two conditions. The bases have to be the same and they have to be multiplying. In that case, for us to simplify, we just pick one of the base, then we add the powers. So I'll write my a here, so to the power m plus n, because we add the powers. That's how to simplify it. Okay, when under the multiplication law. Okay, so now let's go to the division law. Okay, now the division law says that when I have a to the power n divided by a to the power n, okay, the law says that if the bases are the same and they are dividing, that's why it is under the division law, because they are dividing. Okay, so it says that when the bases are the same and they are dividing, okay, what to do is that we pick one of the base, then we just subtract the powers. Okay, so it's just the opposite of the multiplication law. Okay, so under the division law, it says that when the bases are the same, and also take notice that the key thing is that the bases have to be the same. Okay, and also when they are dividing, then we apply the division law. Okay, when the bases are the same and we are dividing, we just pick one of the base, then we subtract the powers. That's how to simplify this one. So this one is going to be a to the power m minus n. Okay, as I've explained, the bases are the same, so we just pick one of the base, then we subtract the powers. That's how to simplify it under the division law of indices. Okay, please hope the understanding is clear enough. Okay, so this is also applicable to numbers, okay, not just variables. Okay, so let me pick an example and use it to explain it to you. Okay, so let's handle the multiplication law, an example under the multiplication law. So example, okay, example 1. Let's say I have 3 to the power 2 times 3 to the power 4. Okay, so an example under the multiplication law, I have 3 to the power 2 times 3 to the power 4. Okay, so have you seen the bases are the same? Okay, and they are multiplying. So the same approach, if the bases are the same and we are multiplying, to simplify it, we just pick one of the base, then we add the powers. Okay, so this one is going to be 3 to the power 2 plus 4, and that will give us 3 to the power 6. Please hope you agree with me, because that's the law. Okay, the law says that if the bases are the same, so you can see that this is 3, the base here is 3, the base here is also 3, so it means the bases are the same. So to simplify, we just pick one of the base and we add the powers. Okay, so to simplify this one, it's going to be 3 to the power 2 plus 4, which will give me 3 to the power 6. Okay, so this is how to simplify this one. Okay, so we apply the multiplication law of indices to simplify this one. Okay, now let me take an example under the division also. Okay, so example under the division. So example 1, let me say I have 5, okay, times 5 to the power 3. Okay, I'm to simplify this one. Now, the division law, sorry, I should make it division, okay, because it's an example under the division. Okay, so let me make it division. Okay, so let me make your division, and let me make this power 6, okay, for the start, okay, so that you don't get confused. So let me take this example instead. So I have an example under the division. I have 5 to the power 6 divided by 5 to the power 3. Okay, so we are going to apply the division law of indices. Okay, so it says that if the bases are the same and we are dividing, what we do is that we subtract the powers. Okay, so you can see that I have the base here is 5 and the base here is also 5. Okay, so it means the bases are the same. So for us to simplify this one, we just take one of the base, then we subtract the powers. Okay, so this one, to simplify this one, is going to be 5 to the power 6 minus 3, which will give you 5 to the power 3. Okay, so this is your answer. Okay, so this is how to handle the multiplication law of indices and also the division law of indices. Okay, so I'll come your way again in another video whilst we tackle more examples. Okay, so hope the explanation is clear enough and you understood it as well. Please don't forget to like the video and also share the video. See you again in another video whilst we solve more examples. Bye bye.